Morning, ladies. All right, girls, come on out. Come on, you-yous. Morning, Maya. Morning, Oscar. Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So it's been a busy last 3 days off camera. We've got quite a bit done. A lot of stuff's happened. Our new calf, Oscar, he got sick. Rebecca's car broke down. We've processed about 12 gallons of milk and we've turned a lot of that into cheese. And it has just been busy the last few days. But I'll catch you guys up on that here in a minute. But what I need to do now is I need to put up a new temporary fence in here, give the cattle some new grass. We need to get the pond treated for algae. I've got a couple other small jobs I probably need to do, and then I need to get Rebecca's car in the garage so that we can actually look at it and see if we can find out where the leak is. It's got an antifreeze leak. So right now we've got both side-by-sides set up. We're using both of them every day, I think. So we've got the electric side-by-side. We got this set up for milking and for kind of our daily chores with the livestock. The Ranger, we've got it set up for fencing, for setting up temporary electric fence. Plus I've got my toolbox in here, so then any repairs or anything that needs fixed, this is the vehicle I use. So let's head out there and put up some new fence. You guys should have said something. I put it on the wrong one. So now I'll take my new fence and I'll hook it up to the hot, and she's energized. You guys ready to come in? I'll walk this wire back. Come on. Come on in. Move, cows. Come on. Come on, move, cows. Come on. So I just gave the cattle 1 acre of fresh grass to graze, and yes, they can still back graze and they can still get back to the winter pasture because I don't have the center sacrifice area ready with shade and water for them to stay in there. Right now they're staying in the winter pasture, that's where their water is, so they have to travel back and forth. But I've got a plan for this front 12 acres. I used, it's My Maps on Google, and you can make up your own personalized maps on there using like Google Earth or Google Maps. And I've got it all planned out where I've got this front pasture laid out into 12 1-acre paddocks for me to rotationally graze around. I can put a picture of it up here on the screen. I actually have the whole property mapped out, and it shows me exactly how many acres are in each one of our pastures. It shows our hay fields, shows the pig pasture, shows pretty much all the areas we use for livestock. And I'm using that map and those measurements to be able to know where to put these temporary wires in to make 1-acre paddocks. And that's the plan once I can get the center area ready. And that, I don't know if we'll even work on that in this video. Definitely going to work on it in the next video. So if you look at the front pasture from over here by the winter pasture, you can see this is this triangle right here that's lighter green. This is the first acre that they've grazed, and now they're on this triangle right there. That's their next 1 acre. So over here beside the white barn where Maya is, I've got this strip of grass for her to be able to graze. Of course, it's older grass, more mature grass. She's got it grazed down pretty good. And you can tell she's been eating under the fence. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and move this fence a few feet this direction and give her a little bit more grass as well. So now Maya has about a 10-foot wide strip, a little over 200 foot long, for her to be able to graze on. So I said earlier in the video that Oscar, our new calf here, that he ended up getting sick. So Oscar's 2 weeks old, and he started to get scours 3-4 days ago. And scours is basically like diarrhea, but he had bad diarrhea and blood in the diarrhea as well. So we had to go to the vet. We had to get some medicine for him. We had to take him a stool sample, of course, so they could make sure it wasn't coccidia. So that means that it was some type of bacterial infection. So we had to give him some antibiotics, but he was also dehydrated. So, you know, when people are dehydrated, sometimes you have to put in like an IV solution to try to rehydrate them. And on people, you always go in like the vein. So for the calf, we did the same thing, but instead of going in the vein, it's kind of neat, I guess, they're different, but you go what they call subcutaneous. So it's in between the skin and the muscle, and you kind of push that fluid in there. It kind of makes like a little bubble. You can almost see a little bubble. And then that fluid's under his skin, and then his body would absorb it. And we had to put those fluids in him for a couple days. So yesterday, Oscar was bouncing around and running around the barnyard. So he seemed to get his energy back yesterday. So we think he is on the mend. He's not 100% better yet, but we're hoping that in a couple more days, the scours will be completely gone and he'll be better. But a calf that age with scours, if gone untreated, that could be deadly to him. Now I know you guys are seeing Maya out here on this fresh grass, going to town eating that. And some of you may be concerned about her being in milk and on that fresh grass. We do have, this is a magnesium or a high magnesium mineral block right there. So she does have that, and that's to help prevent any problems with her in lactation on fresh grass, or grass. I can't talk this morning. And since I'm driving by here where we're gonna build the equipment shed, I did contact the builder the other day. He said he would try to get to it in May, but it may end up pushing into June. So just to let you guys know that this equipment shed project right here it's gonna be at least a month away before it starts to get built. So out here at the pond, the algae problem has started to explode, it seems like. So you can see all the algae forming right here along the edge. We've got some that's kind of starting to float out. There's some out there, and it looks better, actually looks a lot better today. Yesterday we got rain half of the day, and it poured. And sometimes it helps kind of knock that algae down just below the surface, and it's still there, you just don't see it as bad. So I picked up this Citrine Plus. This is an algicide. It is approved for ponds. It's safe, and safe to the fish, safe for people swimming, all that stuff. So what I normally do, because the algae always forms on the bank, you know, the shoreline, I wanted to mix this up and spray it from the boat. That way I could get all the way around the pond. But with these geese over here, they got this nest right next to my boat. So there's the two geese right there. She's basically on top of where her nest is, but you can see they are right next to that boat. I'm about 60 feet away from them, and they don't like me being this close. So what I guess I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to figure out a way to just treat the pond from the edge. I won't be able to get the whole thing, but at least I'll be able to get the shoreline that we fish from. I'm not really a big fan of these backpack sprayers. So the Citrine Plus, it's a copper-based fungicide. Seems like all these copper-based ones are blue colored. Like I said, not a big fan of these things. There, got the sprayer. I think I'm ready. You see that blue color? Looks like pond dye, doesn't it? Kind of turning the pond blue. You know where you applied it, I guess. I've got it pretty concentrated. All right, I adjusted the nozzle. It's spraying a little bit wider now. All right, we got this side of the pond treated for algae, and it'll probably take a couple weeks before this pretty much goes away. And I can't treat it again for 2 more weeks as well. So hopefully in 2 weeks, those geese have their eggs hatched and they won't be on that nest anymore. And then if I need to treat again, I can actually use the boat. This is the milk from this morning, Milk and Maya. We're getting a gallon and a quarter is what we're getting. And we're getting that twice a day, so 2.5 gallons a day. So this is what we milked this morning. This is what we milked last night. You can see the cream line right there. She's doing about 25% cream, which I think is better than Ellie was. So we're doing things a little bit different, I think, this time around with the milk. So everything in there, that is raw milk. And in this fridge in here, we have some that is pasteurized. And that's part of what we did the last couple days was pasteurize all the milk, try to get caught up on things. So raw milk will only last about a week, and when it's pasteurized, that milk's gonna last for like 3 weeks. So it's gonna make it last longer. So in the house fridge is all the pasteurized milk, and we've got almost 4 gallons in here. So what we're doing differently is we're letting the raw milk build up out there in that fridge till we got 4 or 5 gallons. We'll bring it in here to our large stock pot, and then we can turn it into cheese, or we can pasteurize it and then put it in the fridge for other things. So over the last 2 days, I think we processed close to 13 gallons of milk. So we've got a little less than 4 in the fridge, and then we took almost 9 gallons and turned that into cheese. So this right here, this is a Parmesan cheese that we made. It's going to air dry here for a couple days, and then we'll vacuum seal it and put it in the fridge. We've got our homemade cheese press going, and this was supposed to be a cheddar cheese, but I kind of messed it up, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I did add the food coloring. You're not going to be able to tell, but it does have like the orangey color like a cheddar cheese would. And then in this stock pot, I've got another cheese mold. But the 2 things of cheddar cheese that we have pressing, I'm going to let them press a little bit longer. I'll probably have to show those in another video, but they're the first ones that we've made that actually have that food coloring in them to make them look like an orange cheese like cheddar traditionally is. Their previous cheddar, they were all white, like a white cheddar. Should taste the same. It's only like a food coloring difference. Got to free up space in the garage so I can get Rebecca's car in there and work on it. Anytime you leave that door open, man, it just collects leaves. So I'm gonna let the dust settle in the garage, and then I'll get Rebecca's car in there. We'll get it up on the lift. See if we can figure out where this antifreeze is leaking from. So this is a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and yeah, I don't know how well I'll be able to show you. You see that red fluid right there, that orange colored fluid? That is antifreeze. So over here on the left-hand side, this is the coolant reservoir, and here is the full mark right there, and then right there is the add mark, and that is where the fluid is. So she hadn't completely like run out yet, but when she runs it, it has that like that burnt coolant smell to it. You can tell it has that hot coolant smell. It's actively leaking, and this just happened this week. So this hasn't been going on. It's just like a new thing that just started. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this up, and hopefully we can determine where the leak's actually coming from. Well, I guess I'm going to remove a lot of this stuff so I can get down there and have a better look, but it sure does look like it's the radiator on the driver's side. That was the easiest fan I've ever taken out. All right. Oh yeah, right there. Pretty obvious where it is, right there.
I was seeing like an orange color on that.
I could see it over here, just on the edge. I don't know. Here's the thing. See if it'll start. I don't know if it'll start with all these sensors unplugged. So now I got the fan out of there, I can see the radiator pretty clearly, and you can tell exactly where it's leaking from. So when we look down in here, you can see the discoloration. So right here is where it's actually, it almost looks dented. Something doesn't look right, but that right there is where it's leaking. And then that fluid's just kind of running down. And then that fan, the radiator fan, of course, it's blowing air, and as you drive, air's flowing through this, so then it's throwing antifreeze, you know, like over into the engine. So I don't have like a radiator just hanging around. I'm gonna have to go get one ordered. They probably, I'm sure they don't have one. It'll probably take a day or two to get one, and then I'll have to change this out. But we run used vehicles, so luckily we have the Ford Edge, and that's what Rebecca will end up driving the next few days while I get this fixed. So I just went inside and I priced a brand new radiator for this vehicle. So like the cheaper radiator is about $230, $240, and they go up to over $400 for a radiator, depending on which brand you buy. And I have changed the radiator before in a newer vehicle like this, so I think I could do it no problem. But I think what I may try is I may try to get some stop leak. I know that in the comments I'm gonna get half the people saying just go get stop leak, and I'm gonna have half the people say that stop leak's bad, like it'll gum up your radiator or something like that. So I'd say there's no right answer. So I'm gonna, I think, go get stop leak. I can get it for like 10, 12 bucks and try it first, see whether that will keep it from leaking, because it is a somewhat slow leak. And if that doesn't fix it, then I'll go ahead and buy a radiator. And at that point in time, you're gonna end up draining all of the antifreeze out anyway, putting all new antifreeze in there. So, and I can probably flush the system at that point in time too. So we're gonna go that route. We're gonna drop stop leak first, radiator, that's plan B. All right, I just got back from town and I picked up this Bars Leaks liquid aluminum. It is for radiators and heater cores. And from my understanding, on this 6-cylinder engine here, I'm supposed to pour this entire bottle in the radiator. That seems a little extreme, so we'll see if we can get it in there. Does this seem really weird to you to be in the radiator? It's like a red grease. It's all gummed up. Look at that. That seems really weird. It's definitely coating the inside of the fill tube for the antifreeze. So anybody know what that is? Put that down in the comments below. Well, it doesn't even say I need to, oh, it does say shake well. And this stuff, I think, has, it looks to me like it has like metallic flakes in it. Kind of looks like it has like a glitter on the inside. It's supposed to be safe for all types of antifreeze. Well, I almost got the whole bottle in. I've got like, I don't know, a couple inches left here in the bottom. All right, antifreeze is full again, and that stop leak, that only cost me, it was $10 for that bottle. So if this doesn't fix it, I'm not out of a lot of money, so. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll put everything back in the vehicle, and then I guess I'll go take it for a test drive and drive it around. Oh. Okay. We go take it out for a ride. You clear? Well, I think the jury is still out on whether that fixed the leak or not. So we drove it probably 15 miles, and then we came back and we let it sit here and idle for probably another 10 minutes. And when we look under the vehicle, there's no antifreeze on the ground. Now, when I had it in here in the shop and ran it, I did get some antifreeze on the ground. You can see I've got some antifreeze there and some antifreeze over there. So that just happened from being in here in the shop, which I didn't really run it that long. And so it does appear to maybe be better, but the jury's still out. We're gonna give it some time and see how it does. So she drove it after we knew that it had smelled like antifreeze. She drove it at least a day or so after it. And we could tell that the bottle was slowly, like the antifreeze bottle here, we could tell that it was going down. We knew it wasn't a fast leak. So she's probably fine to drive it tomorrow to work. And then when she gets back home, we can check the fluid level and see if it's changed or not. So we'll just give it a little bit of time, and hopefully I don't have to change that radiator. Well, time flies around here. Rebecca said it's time to go out and milk again. So I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but Rebecca did end up getting quite a few mushrooms, and her and her mom and her parents, they go together. We had mushrooms last night, fried up, and she ended up dehydrating. I don't know, how many you think's in here?
It says on the top.
It says on the top? There's 143 morel mushrooms inside of this mason jar because they're dehydrated. You ain't gonna be able to see them in there. But they shrink like to 1/10 of their size, maybe even smaller than that when you dehydrate them. They get really small. That's how 143 morel mushrooms fit in this jar. So it's all vacuum sealed in that jar, and then she can, we can rehydrate them, you know, a year down the road and eat them whenever you want. Rebecca's getting all the buckets filled up. This is what we use to clean the milking machine after we get done milking. So we're gonna run out and do the chores, and when we get back, we're gonna do some taste testing of the cheese that we made in December. Time to taste test it to see how it actually turned out. All right. So here are two of the cheeses that we made last December. So one is a farmhouse cheddar made with whole milk. And then another one is a farmhouse cheddar, and I made it with skim milk, which you're supposed to make it with whole milk. So I wanted to see if there was much of a difference. So we'll cut these open and we'll test them, see how they taste. Wow. Don't get around her in a knife. Need a bigger knife.
I have a bigger one.
Yeah, now you got it.
Smells like cheese.
So this is our first cheese that we've tasted, that we've made. We had to wait, what is it? It's been like 4.5 months.
Yeah.
So we had to wait a long time to figure out if we did a decent job. So this one's whole milk. Mm-hmm. And this one is skim milk. Okay. I don't know, I think they look about the same. This is whole milk.
You can tell it's aged. It's got a little bit of sharpness at the end.
It does. Kind of has a, oh yeah, right.
Tastes like a sharp
Tastes like an extra sharp
cheddar, which
cheddar.
it's been aged for a little while.
Yeah. It's got a different texture
Yes, that's
to
what
it.
I was
It's more
thinking.
rubbery,
Yeah.
isn't it? With the skim milk. And it's like, is it drier? Something about it when
I
you
don't know
chew
if
it
it's
up.
drier, but it's different.
It is different. It's got a different bite to it, doesn't it? It's not as good. Yeah. Yep, definitely the whole milk was the better one.
Yeah.
So I think when we were reading in the books, if you made it with skim milk, it just may not make as much cheese or as much cheese curds, but it definitely has a different taste. So that
I don't think it's bad.
is different.
It's just
It
different.
doesn't taste like a cheddar.
Yeah.
This one tastes like a cheddar. It's got a different, like, sharp, the bite, like the sharp biteness, or what do we call it? It's different.
This
than
one's got
one.
much deeper, good flavor. That one
Yes.
does.
Yeah. I think that tells us we want to try to make it with whole milk, probably instead of skim milk. Oh yeah, I mean, like the whole milk one, it's creamier when you bite it. Like that one's like
Yeah.
chewier, rubbier. I don't know.
Like something low fat.
Yeah. I guess you'd be right. Yeah. All right. So I don't think we totally messed up making cheese. I think the whole milk cheddar turned out good. The skim milk one, which is that's not the way the books tell you to make it. So that was an experiment. So it's definitely different. But I think that it reassures us we're on the right path to making these cheeses. So we'll continue with Maya. We're gonna be making cheese like every week, maybe a couple times a week probably. So we ought to be able to build up, I don't know, like these are probably like a 2-pound block that we just cut up. And the ones we made the other day, it's probably more like a 4-pound block. So we'll be making several pounds of this cheese that we can shrink wrap like this and then be able to use throughout the year. So I think it's gonna work out pretty good.
And we're big cheese eaters, so.
That is like the thing we buy at the grocery store the most.
Dairy products.
Not milk, like cheese, like cheese.
Heavy cream, cream cheese, sour cream.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like coffee creamers and like just all kinds of cheese.
Yep.
Every kind of cheese. We eat a lot of cheese.
We do. And the thing we're going to be making next is we put our little ice cream maker in the freezer, and we're going to play around making some ice cream here later this week.
And butter.
And butter. Yep, we'll start making a bunch of butter up as well.
Yep.
But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. I know this video probably ended up being short. It's only a one-day video, but we had a ton of stuff going on
It's
the
been
last few days.
extremely busy. We can tell it's like we're getting into this really busy season, so.
Yeah, and then like this whole milk thing, this really takes up a lot of time, and the calf being sick, running to the vet, and I mean, it's been kind of chaotic. So hopefully her car's fixed, and I don't have to like spend an entire day changing out the radiator. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, it's been crazy. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.